the Oscar nominees for Best Picture of 2021. For the first time in a decade and a half, the first time ever in the years that there have been more than 5 Best Picture nominees allowed, up to 10 allowed. I've watched every last one, between my Regal Unlimited membership, my AMC Plus membership, or my AMC A-List membership, and my subscribing to so many of the big streaming services. I was able to do all this without putting any extra dent in my wallet. So now I'm here to give you my thoughts on all of them, and I'm going to go from worst to first, roughly speaking. Number 10, Drive My Car. I actually had 2 chances to watch this for free. I'm a Spirit Awards voter, and this was one of the nominees. But it's actually in all the years I've been a Spirit Awards voter, I've realized that if a movie doesn't capture my interest within the first 15 minutes, it's not going to at any point. So, given how many Spirit Awards nominees I have to get to each year, I'll often there are a great many I'll turn off after 15 minutes. In fact, some I'll be bored enough by that I'll turn them off after 5 minutes. Anyway, Drive My Car, don't remember how long I watched it, but however long it was so forgettable, I forgot I even tried it. So seeing the movie called Drive My Car was nominated for the Oscar for Best Picture, I thought, okay, where's it playing? I used my AMC A-List to go to a showing. And then when I first started, I thought, wait, this seems familiar. Did I already start to watch this and give up? Later on, when I saw, it won the Spirit Award for Best International Feature, I had given up on one time. And the second time I made it further, I actually made it about halfway through, but I still didn't feel like sitting through the rest of the 3-hour movie. I mean, a movie about people who work in theater, given my own experience with plays, acting and more uniquely writing them, should have been more intrigued. But I just wasn't. Also, I didn't need to see that leading man showing his ass repeatedly. Come on now. While the woman went through great lengths to conceal herself, that's not cool. Anyway, and it's on HBO Max, which I do have access to. I could finish it any day, but I'm not going to. Number 9, The Power of the Dog. Controversial choice considering it's the leading contender for Best Picture, or at least the movie that got the most nominations. And I really wanted to like it, Western can be one of my favorite genres once it's done right, but between maybe 25 minutes and I was starting to wonder, what exactly is the point of this movie? Okay, there are 2 brothers, one's a jerk, and then the other one, who's out of shape, is married to a woman, and where are they going with this? I mean, amazing cinematography, production design, score, wow, but I didn't care one bit about the story, in spite of the fact that the 3 main actors were ones who had definitely captivated me in other things, and the fresh face, that actor playing the teenager, was doing a great job, but I'm sorry, but once I got to a little over halfway through, and just seeing a bunch of men skinny dipping, I thought, okay, screw this, I'm done. Number 8, now we get to movies I actually finished. Dune, for which there is a separate review. I'm sorry, I couldn't follow it. I only finished the damn thing because I was watching with my best friend. We were streaming on HBO Max together. He was able to follow because he's read the book, but I was just thinking, what the hell is this? I had something to do with spices or whatever, but at the end, I still had no clue, so I can't be dumber than the rest of the population, you know? I'm a Mensa member, but I don't know, somehow this movie completely went over my head, and all I can do is say I got nothing out of it. Number 7, Licorice Pizza. Also got nothing out of this. Another movie with a separate view, and hate to say this because I love Paul Thomas Anderson, but the entire time I was thinking, what the hell is the point of this movie? It was just a bunch of, it was great to see Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. He inherited his, the 18-year-old inherited his dad's talent and oddball charisma, but I mean, it looks kind of like him for what, I mean, of course, Philip Seymour Hoffman was never known for his looks, but the fact that this kid, Cooper, looks like his dad can only be a good omen for those who are Philip Seymour Hoffman fans. Yeah, as a film buff, I miss him all the time. But okay, what was the point of this movie? It just seemed to move from vignette to vignette, and almost none of them interested me at all. You know, it didn't really make me laugh. I guess it was trying hard to be whimsical, but what's the story here? Yeah, what's the point of this movie? I really am not entertained or moved by anything I'm seeing. Sorry, Paul Thomas Anderson, I still think you're a genius based on some of your other works, you know, but Boogie Nights, Punch Drunk Love, you know. Yeah. Okay, now we get to a movie I would recommend, King Richard, number 6. I'm not the biggest Will Smith fan. I think his acting range is somewhat limited. I mean, he does cry well, but I feel like that's the one thing he does do really well. Beyond that, I feel his acting range is limited. And then I've actually been trying not to watch the pre-Oscar awards this year. So I want or read articles about it because I actually want to go watch the Oscars with as little idea as possible as who's gonna win. But working for Warner Brothers, I have heard Will Smith won Screen Actors Guild Award, and I've heard of something else he won also, I think the BAFTA Award, and hope he doesn't win over Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom. That'll make me very unhappy. But in any case, as someone who was a tennis fan, admittedly for a few years long ago, but still cares enough to occasionally check on how the players he knew are doing, I definitely liked the story, and it was very fascinating, and there were some of the powerful moments. It was amazing seeing the Williams sisters go from sharing one bedroom with their 3 sisters to, well, being multi-millionaires. But yeah, learning more about the tennis world behind the scenes, the drama, well done, but I don't know, I guess what was missing, I just didn't feel Rich was that compelling a protagonist. I mean, he pushes kids hard but not too hard, and is that a good thing or not? I feel like the movie can't really make up its mind. It makes whatever epiphany it has not that compelling, and in fact, when we had focused on Venus and Serena, kept Rich a supporting character, that might be a better film, but nonetheless, I'd recommend it. And now, what we get the top of 5, you know, movies I liked a lot. So, Nightmare Alley, for which there is a separate video. I don't think it, I mean, this was a remake, like I mentioned. I don't know if it really added anything to the original story. It just, instead of mysterious black and white, or well, which was the norm in the 40s anyway, was told through lush colors. Cinematography was great, and yeah, fantastic story. But I think it brought, and yeah, such an amazing cast. So I liked it a lot. I called it a great movie, but don't know if I brought it new to the table that I'd say I loved it. Now we get the top four, the really good stuff. Coda, such a unique story. Yeah, such amazingly compelling characters, anchored by the lead actress who does a phenomenal job. But of course, the man playing her father, who's been getting all the critics' attention. He won the Spirit Award for Best Supporting Actor, and I hope he wins the Oscar also. He's my pick. It'll be such a Cinderella story. A deaf actor in his 50s overnight becoming a household name. I'm from a deaf man can't create this field at all when it's so hard for able-bodied people. I mean, it'd be amazing. But you know, it's not just about inspiration behind the scenes, just the story itself. A teenage girl dealing with her status as Coda, a child of disabled adults, of responsibilities that comes with it as their only able-bodied child, but then her wanting her own life. You know, it's a story of family pressure versus of the wanting to pursue your own dreams. Been told countless times with parents from minority cultures, or you know, really wealthy, powerful parents, but disabled parents not so much. And then yeah, it's not just original. The characters are great, the writing is spot on, beautifully directed. Really love this movie. And then we get to number 3, Belfast. Another movie I love. It's absolutely incredible. You know, Kenneth Branagh flashback 30 years. Kenneth Branagh was supposed to be a new Olivier, and it was turning out some great Shakespearean works. Most notably his version of Hamlet, which contained every last line of dialogue. Well, but after, Henry V, his most acclaimed work, made him a 29-year-old Best Director and Best Actor nominee, and then he later on did Much Ado About Nothing and Othello, and yes, that notorious, notable Hamlet production. Along the way, he did the commercially dead again, which I own, I love, but yeah, you know, it seemed like after that ambitious Hamlet, the longest commercially released movie ever, flopped. He lost his status as a go-to Shakespearean director. He had to resort to more commercial movies, although he's, full-time. Well, he's done fantastic work with that. You know, the original Thor movie and the live-action Disney Cinderella, fantastic movies. I really love them both. But yeah, now he's going more artsy in a much more personal way, a movie inspired by his childhood and really essential war zone that was Belfast, in what's known as Northern Ireland now. You know, the violent battles between Catholics and Protestants, and the desire of his family to not want to leave their home and escape to mainland UK, to England, but feel like they need to just for the sake of survival, and then trying to draw strength from from what they see on TV, from movies like High Noon, from a former part of the British Empire that got away, America, such such a beautiful movie told in such fantastic black and white, and I really, really loved it. Don't know if it's going to win anything, but other than but best cinematography, perhaps, black and white movies tend to do very well there, although it's competing with the tragedy of Macbeth. But in case it's a fantastic movie, and but for any snobs who want to dismiss Kenneth Branagh's artistic merit, despite how acclaimed Thor and Cinderella were, well, he showed he still got it. Now we get to 2, the movie I was calling my favorite 2021 from the time I watched until December up until earlier this week, and that's West Side Story, which I got made a separate review for. And won't repeat too much. I'll just say the original is possibly the best movie musical ever. The only potential rival is Sing in the Rain. At least that's how I feel about the original. Now this remake does what the original did better, have a much better Maria, much better a Tony, a better and a better riff, despite the fact that Bernardo isn't quite as good. He's almost as good, and Anita is only as good. This remake comes out far ahead of the original, and instant classic. It really sad it bombed the box office, but I hope the critical recognition, especially Oscar nominations, make it worth it for everyone who worked on it. The feeling of pride. And now we get the movie I'm calling the best of the year, Don't Look Up. Wow, I don't know why it only has a 56% approval rating on the tomato meter. I mean, some people might not care for its strong political stance, but Hollywood is so liberal, so I didn't think those would be the people on tomato meter, at least not in such large degrees. So it's brilliant, a comet is heading towards Earth, and then although no political parties are named, the conservatives in office are brushing it off the way that they have global warming, COVID, all sorts of an unsettling number of things. And then it's darkly and brutally funny. Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Randall, screaming at a camera, practically breaking the fourth wall about how simple facts have become a political issue. And the satire is so layered. There's not only that, but then how the media will jump on whatever sound bites they can get, and it's all about who can go viral, and then never mind knowledge of what's actually important for survival or anything, and ultimately, some people have their own self-interests at heart, whether it's the ex-boyfriend of Jennifer Lawrence's character, who will actually, because her on-air meltdown goes viral, he decides to write a book about what it was like sleeping with her, or, going back the president, seeking to milk either ignore the tragedy or miracle Weber help with the midterm elections, or say the eyes over or the public as a whole will care much more about some singer breaking up or getting back together with her boyfriend than they will about the comet, and yes, the comet's conspiracy, even though the Seahawks look up, but they're saying don't look up. Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Randall, isn't above self-interest also. We see he starts an extramarital affair, and it's great seeing his weaknesses also, and he's prone to horrible anxiety, but yes, the movie is everything. It's hilarious, it's thought-provoking, it's intelligent, it's subtle, it's entertaining, it's fast-paced, it's moving. Well, you name a positive adjective, I think this movie deserves it. Yeah, best and perhaps most original movie 2021. I'd say there's zero chance it wins Best Picture, considering it doesn't have a Best Director nomination. Got shut out most of the other major nominations also, but got shut out of acting nominations also. But if I had a vote, and maybe I will one day, that'll be my pick. So anyway, that's my list, and then we'll see what comes on top Sunday. Hope you all have fun if you're gonna watch that, and I hope you had fun listening to me now.